Okay, so here is our data set. This is the original data set, a copy of the original data set. As you can see, the name is saying pharmacy underscore open close underscore 2026 January. So, and then copy.csv. So we are going to do some little data cleaning. So this is a data set that is talking about, I'll be showing us closing, not the opening time or the closing time, but like the permanent closure and the opening of new pharmacies in the UK. I think the data set is from UK database, sorry, website, UK website. So now the first thing that we are going to be doing is that we are going to be inspecting each of these columns in Excel. So this is going to be an Excel, SQL and Power BI project video. So but Excel and SQL is going to be the first one, then Power BI will now be the second one. So it's going to be like a two-part series. So now starting with this column, date column. So the first thing that we want to do is to, first of all, let's start with removing duplicates, although there's no duplicate in the data, but let's just look at it. You go to data, then click on remove duplicates. Okay, see, no duplicates found. So now what we are going to be doing first is to, this date column is just like straight numbers, no hyphen, no stroke or slash, just numbers. So we want to convert it from text column. So convert this date column from text to column. So you go to date, so you go to data, then text to column, you click on text to columns, you click on next again, then you click on date. Then we want to change it to my SQL. I will be using my SQL, and my SQL uses year, month, day. So look at year, month, day and click on it. Then that is it. You click on OK. So now let's expand all our columns. Okay, yeah, so you can inspect all the columns to get to know your data set better. So for now we are in this, we have done this for this column. Now the next thing we want to do again is to extract the year and the month in different columns. So you click on this column B and then add a new column by clicking on or pressing Control Shift and then plus sign. So we'll name it year, and then to extract the year from there, click on equal to year, then bracket open, you click on this, then bracket close and click enter. So now this is not giving us what we want. So what we want to do is that we want to go to number formats. Go on home, click on home, then number format, click on number format, this number here, you click here, then click on number, then reduce. You can see this sample that you're seeing here is saying 2021.00. so you reduce decimal places. Okay, then click OK. So we now have it here. So you now come to this edge and double click here, and so we have from January till December of 2021. This is where it stopped. The same thing is replicated for 2022 and then down 2023 to 2026 or 2025. So now the next thing we want to create is the month column. You click on column C, click Control Shift and plus sign, then name it month, then come here equal to month, bracket open, click on this, bracket close, click enter, then you now double click here to expand. Okay, so now okay, now the what do they call this thing, whether it's an integer data type, yes, data type. So for the data types, the data type for this column is in general. I don't like it. Make it, although it doesn't matter, but I just don't like it. Yeah, it doesn't matter because in Excel, in MySQL, I'm still going to do some formatting in MySQL. So let's just change it to date. Okay. Then for this one too, we change it to date. Okay, let's just Ctrl Z. Okay, it should be in date format, no number format, but let's just leave it sure. Let's leave it. Then for this total format says we change it to number format, change it to number. Then we just change all the, okay, reduce the decimal places. We change all the remaining columns. Every other column we change it to numbers. Reduce decimal places. Number, reduce decimal places. So you do this for all the columns here. So I might fast forward this. Now Control S, yes, okay. I want to rename this to pharmacy dataset. So you come to file, save as, my data projects, then call it pharmacy dataset. I'm not going to put any underscore on it, so to just be pharmacy datasets. Okay, I'll save. Okay, so now let's go to SQL. So first of all, we already have our schema, my data projects. So you import the table, we'll import pharmacy dataset. Okay, next. DC, this date column is in text format, so we are going to be changing it to date format in the SQL. So every other thing is in the year format. So you refresh. Now you have your pharmacy data set. You click on it. Okay, so this is the data set. So first of all, in order for us not to be adding this my data project in every query that we write, we just tell SQL to use my data project. So you run it. Okay, it has been successful. Then the next thing I want to do is to select everything, select all, Okay. Select all from. So as I'm using my SQL, anytime I want to type the table or the column, all I just have to do is to come to this place and double click on it. So now I have select all from, the cursor is here, so I'll come to this table and double click on format dataset. So I have it and I run it. Yeah, okay, still the same thing. So now we want to set SQL safe mode. This is for my SQL, maybe yours is different, but if I don't do this, the changing my date will not work. Updates equal to 0. Okay, you know. Next, we want to say update our pharmacy data set, double click, set date, our date, you add the set okay, set our date column, tick, go to date column and double click on it, tick it again, equal to str, okay, string to date, come in the middle and another tick, double click on date, tick again, then date. Okay, no, not yet, comma. Then the format of our date is month, day, year. So come here and write percentage month. First of all, add this percent month slash percent day slash percent capital A Y. Okay, you run. Okay, then next thing you do is now alter table. The table we want to alter is pharmacy dataset. Then modify column. The column we want to modify is tick, date, tick, and modify it to date. Okay. Okay, this worked. Now let's refresh. Click on the date again. It's now date, no longer text. So we are done with this part. And we will now start answering the business questions. So the business questions, we have 4 business questions. Let's copy, Ctrl C, and then paste, Ctrl V. So our first business question is, what is the trend in pharmacy openings and closures over time? So to answer this question, we're going to write 2 different queries, the monthly trend and the yearly trend. So for the monthly trend, to get the monthly trend, so we want to know if more pharmacies are opening or closing. That's what we want to know in this monthly trend, and also in the yearly trend too. So first of all, you now type your select year, start with year, select year, comma, select month, comma, then sum, what is that we sum of total pharmacies opened. So come here. Here's your we're going to find we're looking for this place. Small pharmacies opened, yeah. So come here, double click on small pharmacies opened, plus come to medium pharmacies opened, plus large pharmacies opened. Then we'll call it as total opened. Okay, now we'll repeat the same thing for close. Small pharmacies close, plus medium pharmacies closed, plus large pharmacies closed. And we call this as total underscore closed. Okay, from getting it from, let's copy and paste this, Ctrl C, Ctrl V, then group by, let's copy this, Ctrl C, Ctrl V, then order by, just copy and paste, Ctrl C and Ctrl V. We close and run. Okay, we have an error. So where is our error coming from? It's coming from this place, this second line. So we'll add our comma, run it again. Okay, so this is the result of our query. The year, we have the year, we have the month, and it's not just 2021, we'll have the year down till 2026. So the same with months, total open, total closed, total pharmacies opened for both small, medium and large pharmacies. Then we'll now do the same thing for the yearly trend. We'll do the same thing for the yearly trend. So we'll just copy and paste and with a little bit of adjustment. Ctrl C, Ctrl V. So for here we remove the month. Also come here, we remove the month too. Come here again and we remove the month again. Then we are going to add an extra column, an extra sum. The sum we are going to be adding is the net change plus medium net change plus large net change. So we'll call it as total net change, total net change. Then you run it. So now the addition is the total net change column. So the closures are increasing and the openings are declining. What is the net change over time? Is the net change positive or negative over time? So we are going to see this in our visual. So this is for the first question. Now let's move on to the second business question. So our closures disproportionately affecting certain pharmacies. So we want to compare total pharmacy closures by size. Are small pharmacies closing than others, and are big chains more stable? So let's write the query to answer this. So now this query may be a little bit confusing, but let's not confusing. So select small, let's capitalize the first letter, small, and let's ask pharmacy size, pharmacy underscore size, comma, then sum, small pharmacy is closed, come here, small pharmacy is closed, then we name it as total close, then from pharmacy dataset. Okay, we're not done, but let's just run this to see what we are trying to do here. So when you run it, you see that a new column has been created, pharmacy size, and another column has also been created, total closed. So the total of pharmacies, small pharmacies closed is 546. So we're going to repeat this thing for the medium and the large, but the only difference is that we're not going to be adding this as pharmacy size and as total closed. So we're going to repeat the same, but then to make it all come together in one table, we're going to use the union or keyword. So union or, then you repeat the same for the medium. Select medium, comma, then sum of the medium pharmacies, sum of the medium pharmacies closed, because we're talking about closures. Medium pharmacies closed. Okay, and then from data sets, and then union or to just copy and paste, Ctrl C, Ctrl V, then select again, do for large, select, see, we kind of omitted something here, okay, yeah, we now have it correct. So select large, select large, okay, comma, then sum of medium, no, sum of large pharmacies closed. Okay, then from data sets, we're not going to union again, Ctrl C, Ctrl V. Okay, so then you close the query and run it. So we have total from the pharmacy sizes and the total numbers that are closed. Okay, then the third question, what are the implications for healthcare access? What are the implications for healthcare access? So we want to check whether the total number of pharmacies available is increasing or decreasing over time, and is this improving healthcare access? That is the question we want to answer. And then our community, if it is not improving healthcare access, communities are probably losing healthcare access. So if total pharmacies are declining, then healthcare access may be shrinking. So let's find we're going to write two queries for this. First of all, we're going to find the total pharmacies, the trend in total pharmacies. So let's start with the trend in total pharmacies. So select here, comma, then the maximum of the total pharmacies for each year. Max of total pharmacies, come look for total pharmacies, should be this, yeah, max of total pharmacies, we call it total pharmacies end of year. Okay, max of total pharmacies as total pharmacies end of the year. Then from, let's just find the place we wrote this so that it's easier for us. Okay, we're going to do this here from dataset and group by year, order by year. Just Ctrl C. You're not lazy, you're just looking for things. You're just looking for a way to make it easier for you. Ctrl V. Okay, then you run. So total pharmacies that we have in 2021 is 11,206, 11,121, 11,046, 10,614. So as you can see, it's declining. The trend in total pharmacies is declining. So the second query we are going to be writing to answer this third question is the net change over time, because this net change we have negative and positive. So net change over time, we are still under the third question, we're not yet in the fourth question. So for net change over time, we are going to be using the net change columns. So we select year, comma, then sum of net change over time for all of them. Okay, should be here, plus normal plus for medium plus then for large. Okay, and as yearly underscore net underscore change. Okay, so where is it coming from? Just copy and paste this, Ctrl C, Ctrl Z, I press Ctrl X, Ctrl C, then you come here and give Ctrl V. So you run this. So yearly net change. So when we are going to be visualizing our data, we are going to be using these two. We are going to be plotting these two together. That's how we're going to be answering the third question. Now let's move on to the fourth and last question. Are distance sellers replacing physical pharmacies? So distance sellers here is just online sellers. So is the market shifting from brick and mortar stores to online distribution? So the first query we are going to be writing will calculate how many online stores opened each year and how many closed and the net change per year. So are distance sellers growing, declining, or are they stable? So, and with these distance sellers, comparing it to physical pharmacies, we want to know if there is a structural shift in the marketplace. Not really that people cannot afford pharmacies, just that there are more online sellers than physical sellers, but they are still the same number of sellers, something like that. So first of all, the first query we are going to be writing is for the distance sellers. So let's write for distance sellers. So you select year, comma, then sum of distance sellers opened, distance sellers. Let's look for distance sellers. Okay, open this. Here it is, sum of distance sellers opened as distance opened underscored opened, and then sum of distance sellers closed. That should be this one. Okay, we are still here. Close. My finger is always going where it's not supposed to go. Sum as closed, as distance closed, underscore close. Then the next should add a comma here, because this SQL, if you miss a comma or a full stop, you are in trouble. Then sum of distance sellers net change as distance net change, distance underscore net underscore change. Okay, so everything is coming from pharmacy datasets. Let's just go up and copy and paste. Control C, Control V. Okay, add a comma here. Okay, so for distance sellers, okay, run. Okay, so in the year 2021, 32 opened, 20 closed, 34 opened, 24 closed, 34 opened, 40 opened, 56 opened. Okay, for this 2026, we shouldn't really judge this 2026 because it's just the January that they are calculating here. It's not the whole 12 months. So basically, online stores keep opening as the year goes by. Remember, we are going to visualize this in our Power BI, and the net change is, they are all positive, but if you look at the physical stores, their net change, they are negative, mostly negative. So then the next I think we've written this query before. The next query we are going to be writing, we've written it before, let's just write it again. So we're going to compare the distance pharmacies with physical pharmacies, the net change of physical pharmacies. So net change of physical, net change physical. Net change physical. Okay, so you select here, comma, then sum small pharmacies net change plus medium pharmacies net change plus large pharmacies net change. We'll call it, what do we call it? Physical net change. Okay, as physical underscore net underscore change. Okay, from Control C and Control V, then you run it. So you can see now the net change for the physical pharmacies mostly negative and declining. Well, you cannot tell now because they are all mixed up, so we're going to use our visual to find it. So now what we're going to do now is that we're going to save each of these queries. We're going to export them so that it can be easier for us to visualize it in Power BI. So starting from the first one, what are we going to call the first one? We'll call the first one monthly pharmacy trend. We'll call it monthly trend. So we're going to call this one monthly trend. Monthly trend. Now let's add pharmacy monthly trend. Although we're talking about pharmacy, I don't know, we have to indicate that we're talking about pharmacy monthly trend. Okay, that is the first. Oh no, sorry, we have not run this one. We actually saved the other one. Let's run it. Run. Yes. Run. Then export. Okay. Delete this one. Then this is the one I want to save as monthly pharmacy trend. Okay. Yeah. This one wants to save as monthly pharmacy trend. Then the next one, you click on it, run it, then save it as, export it as pharmacy yearly trend. Save. Now come to the next place. Call this next one, you run it, then call it pharmacy closure by size. You export pharmacy closure by size. Okay, then the next one, you run it, call this one pharmacy total availability. Have we run this one? Okay, export, call it pharmacy total availability. Okay, we save. Then you come here, you run it, then you now call this one pharmacy net change. yearly. Pharmacy net change yearly. Let's run it again to be sure. Okay. Pharmacy net change yearly. So we run this one. I'll call this one distance sellers trend. Call this one distance sellers trend. Export distance seller trend. Okay. Then the last but not the least, we've done this. But let's do it again. Let's just do it again for the sake of doing. Then we call this physical net change. Save it. So how many tables do we have now? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We have 7 tables. That's like a lot. How many? Should have 7 here too. Let's count. So that when we are visualizing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. So now in the next video it will be visualizing this, and I'll post this one first. When I post this, I'll post the visual next. Then a third video will be both the visual and both this SQL and the visual together. So please subscribe, like and share. It means a lot to me. And thank you so much for getting me to 100 subscribers. I'm very grateful. The next goal is 1000 subscribers. Alright, take care. Bye.